Mm-hmm. 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 Surprise, traders!
Let's
How
go.
are we doing today?
I
We
wake
have
up
a
to it.
beautiful video going over stock ticker NIO, baby, and the broader market. What I expect to happen on NEO stock, the two different scenarios, the good, the bad, the ugly, right? So make sure to stay the full length of the video and slap the subscribe button because we're at 1,500 freaking subscribers, guys. We are on the road to 2,000. I love and appreciate you all. All right, let's jump into the news. Iran tells mediators it will not negotiate on its nuclear program of the Strait of Hormuz until the war ends, right? So although this is bearish, in fact, there were some funny posts, right? Like this one, my portfolio tomorrow morning, shout out Bitcoin therapist. In totality, the market could see this as the war coming to an end soon, right? So I would be interested to see how the markets open up because that will predicate pretty much this entire video, right? If SPY opens up down 1.5%, there's no way that we're going to avoid that bloodbath. But on the other hand, right, there is a little bit more certainty that comes with that because Iran is saying it will negotiate once this happens. So I do think that the markets might take this in a positive manner or a neutral one, right? But let's jump into the charts because the charts are telling me a lot right now when you look at the stock NEO. And we're going to go over the short time frames first. I'm going to go over the bearish scenario first, right? Because it's good to have a plan in case of the worst. And as you see here, you had a little bit of a rising wedge formation built up on the 4-hour. And you broke down from this trend line that you needed to hold in order to see a 3 rising valleys, right? 1, 2, 3. And although it is possible still because this is a technical higher low, and you have a technical higher low here with a long wick candle, I do believe that if this breaks down, right, you take the first move down, and that is your technical profit target coming down all the way to the gap fill that you created at 538. I do think that this is technically confluent. So in the worst case scenario, that would be a decent spot to pick up some shares potentially. Not financial advice, I know. Not a financial advice, but let me tell you why I think that that may not come to fruition, right? There's a couple different things that you are going to do before that happens, right? At the moment, you have a touch of technically hidden bullish divergence, making a lower low on the 4-hour RSI while making a technical higher low on the charts. And this is a pretty set in stone trend line as you've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bounces off of it now, right? So if this becomes a little bit of a megaphone pattern, that would be something to watch on NEO as you have this 1, 2, 3, 4 taps along this, right? So if this thing's going to swing all the way back up, then you are going to annihilate shorts here as you see this thing get back above the trend line, right? And everyone who piled in short here is going to get cooked. And you could see this thing travel upwards of 750 like that, right? So that's a good case scenario. Bad case scenario, of course, you come down, you fill that gap. However, right, there is another scenario. On the 4-hour on Webull, right, I'm looking at this potential falling wedge, and this accounts for after hours price action. You have a little bit of a tight falling wedge on the 4-hour chart coming all the way down to the 4-hour 200, right? And that's exactly what you did the last time you took a consolidative breather. You tapped once in this wedge, and then you tapped a second time, landed on the 4-hour, wicked back above it, and then you ran higher. It's exactly what you did, right? Tapped once, and then you tapped twice, wicked below, and then you wicked higher. The only thing that I'd like to see to consolidate and confirm for me that this is going to be a breakout falling wedge is whether or not you can get back above this 9-day EMA. You do have a nice 4-hour MACD curling up. So if that comes in alongside a bullish market open on Monday, guys, woo, strap in, right? This thing could go to clear this previous high and then go up to 771. That would be your best case scenario on NEO stock, right? On the weekly, I wanted to talk about this as well. You've seen 3 weeks in a row with consolidative lessening volume. You saw a bearish engulfing candle down 9%, but the volume, right, was the lowest in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks, guys. That means something, right? When you see volume that depressive and a big move down, that is a bear trap, in my opinion, right? You're getting shorts into the stock here well, you have no real oomph behind the move, right? And that could lead to higher price action, in my opinion. I'm watching for it and I'm hoping for it for NEO stock. Of course, in the quarterly, we're watching the quarterly MACD potentially getting a cross for the first time in over 6 years, first time since 2020, when you saw volume ramp up here, 1, 2, 3 volume quarters in a row going to the freaking moon. Now, what's going to matter the most here is you have to break 771 in order for that to happen, as that was your previous neckline here that led you to that, and that is your neckline here that will hopefully unlock those gates. Before I jump into the macro chart, guys, if you guys are finding value so far, hit the freaking subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me. And let's get straight back into it. All right. Beyond NEO, right? And this is going to be very applicable to our macro thesis on risk on assets. I want you guys to pay close attention to why I believe that something might be happening, right? Our thesis is that risk on assets are coming back into the market, right? This is the IWM/SPY index on TradingView. I wanted to look at this because this has happened a couple different times where you saw a breakout on this indice, right? This is just a comparison chart to show you when risk on assets are outperforming blue chips, right? When is the market truthfully going and rotating into these small cap stocks? Well, you're starting to see it now, right? And that's a beautiful thing for our thesis that we've talked about time and time again. I'm going to go over 2 different charts and I want you guys to pay close attention, right? The last time you saw a big macro break out of a down sloping consolidative formation was back during this bump and run, right? You saw multiple taps along this trend and then a freaking liquidation event during COVID, regain of ground, right? And then spring, and you ran like crazy. That was 2020, and we all remember just how crazy the markets got. Retail FOMO'd in, NEO went to all-time highs, AMC, GameStop, crypto, right? All-time highs. What you're seeing right now is a 5 to 6 year consolidative period. A falling wedge, a bullish reversal signal in which you've just broken from after seeing a bullish engulfing in August. Now, no one's talked about this, right? Not only did you break out of this falling wedge, you've then retested it and then now climbed to make a pretty important test of this previous high, right? What you do once you get there in this kind of shoulder, head, right shoulder formation is going to mean a lot. Right, it's going to show you the picture of what's going on within the kind of thesis that we have, right? But beyond that, right, this is the first time you've traveled above the 50 line, right? Like we talk about the RSI, the 50 line, and granted, this is on the monthly, acts as like a highway, right? Think of the left side, if you turn your head this way, right? The left side as the left lane, right? You're seeing fast movement, you're cooking. You're absolutely traveling. I don't know what to say there. You're freaking zooming, right? The right lane, you're seeing a lot of consolidative, boring, low volume price action. But we have just entered the freaking left lane, right? This is the first time we've traveled above it since 2020 when you saw a true risk on season. Beyond that, right, this is the first time you've seen a MACD cross with follow-through since back here as well. So there's a lot of technical analysis that is lining up together, right, blending together to say that we might see something special here. And to validate my thesis, drum roll, I let Bitcoin come into the chat. And this does matter for IWM and NEO stock, right? I want to zoom out here for everyone in the stock market and just give you a little of top-down analysis on NEO, why I think that this might be the moment in time, right? And a lot of people, bears particularly, I think, are going to get sidelined. This could not be more bullish, right? You look at the previous couple of runs that I have highlighted here on the vertical line, right? Let's just look at what this is. This is Bitcoin on the monthly chart. This is IWM on the monthly chart, right? So both very correlated with risk on assets. You're seeing the horizontal break during this bullish engulfing candle, that is when Bitcoin runs. That is when NEO ran, right? You saw a retest of your previous neckline. That was your bottom, traded alongside of it. And then when you broke out, right, on Bitcoin as well, you saw another bullish engulfing candle. Now, they kind of varied here, right? IWM came all the way back down. Bitcoin made a higher low and then sprung. You are seeing very similar signs here where Bitcoin retests its previous neckline, as does IWM. And every single time you've seen this bullish engulfing candle, guys, on the monthly, up 14.7%. You have seen all-time highs. You have seen risk on assets outperform. That is what we're watching for, right? This was a bullish engulfing here. This was a bullish engulfing here. Look at what ensued on the most risk on asset, right? Crypto goes to the moon every single time. So I freaking love the way that this is positioned as you broke this with a bullish engulfing, bullish engulfing, bullish engulfing, and then a bullish freaking engulfing, guys. It is not a coincidence. I do not believe for a second that NEO stock is positioned as well as it is, right? This chart looks like a freaking mess on the macro time frame. It is not a coincidence to me that this is positioned as well as it is within its head. Get rid of that one. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, as IWM retests its beautiful cup handle and then retest bullish engulfing, guys. This is as bullish as it gets. And so when I tell you that the short-term price action means nothing, when the long-term chart looks this good, guys, I freaking mean it. So beyond that, right, I want to give you one more tip of technical analysis, right? The morning star candle. What is Bitcoin doing right now? Bitcoin is oftentimes a predicator for what is to come throughout the full week, right? And we've done this a couple times where we watch Bitcoin during Sunday and we look to see what we can anticipate for the following week to come, right? Looking at Bitcoin today, and we're going to delete some lines here. Bam, bam, bam. You have a pitch perfect morning star candle formation, right? In case you guys are unaware, morning star candlestick patterns are a beautiful wick bottom where you see a big red stick down, doji, and then pretty much a bullish engulfing or 50% of this big stick down, right? That is exactly what you got on Bitcoin. And for me, right, you go to the weekly time frame and you see it even more. You're broken out of the weekly, you're broken out of the daily, and now the monthly prints a morning star. This is risk on season, guys. I don't care what you say. And for all the bears in the comments, patience pays, right? So God bless each and every single one of you guys. I thank you for jumping in here on a Sunday. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. And if you could, right, subscribe, it would mean a lot. But as always, traders, the best is yet to come. I love you all. Peace.